Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to Over the Top Radio from Boulder, Colorado. I am George Thomas, and this is the 7th of our fall race series. Great racing underway last weekend out at the Texas Time Trials. Congratulations to Dan Driscoll, of course, for putting on another great race. Scott Lukart for just an unbelievable performance out there. We're going to have Scott on hopefully next week. We've also got Dex Took joining us next week to talk about No Country for Old Men, as well as a couple of other racers, and we're also going to be connecting with some people in the week leading up to the 508. I want to thank our partner for the fall race series, Cardo Systems, makers of the Cardo BK1 and the BK1 Duo, which are the gold standard of communication devices for endurance cycling. You've got racer to crew communication, crew to racer, phone calls, rider to rider, calling me on Over the Top Radio and doing some interviews off the bike. We've just had fantastic phone reception, and it's also a great way to listen to music. I want to encourage you to visit cardosystems.com. Systems is plural in that web address, cardosystems.com, where the month-long Labor Day sale is still in progress, 40% off a Cardo BK1 or a BK1 Duo. And also, if you are interested in winning a BK1 Duo, we're having our contest where we have our word of the show. And if you listen to our show and send that word to us, you can send it to me on Facebook Messenger or like Over the Top Radio and send it there. We're having a lot of response to this program, so make sure you get all of those words if you want a shot to win. The person who has the most words will be eligible to win. If there's one person who gets them all and they're the only one, they are the winner. If there's a tie, then we're going to determine the winner via a drawing. We had this guest on a couple of days ago with tough cell reception out of Leadville, Colorado, but always happy to have Marko Baloh on with us, and happy to have you here with us this evening. Marko, welcome to the show.
Hello. I hope we have a better reception today, and I'm happy to be on the show.
It's sounding good.
All right. Thank God.
So you came over to the States to do some altitude training before the 508?
Yeah, in fact, it was first with Ray, we talked about making a record of the course, and then he said, why don't you come a week earlier so we can do some of these legendary climbs in Colorado. So that was it. Not really doing it as altitude training. So, you know, we should do it at least for 2 weeks to get some benefit of it. So, but it's fun, and we're enjoying it. Yeah.
So, what has been your favorite climb so far? I saw some pictures of you on Independence Pass.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Every day every climb we do is a little more beautiful. I don't know. Yeah, but today we did the Cottonwood, which was also very pretty. But unfortunately, the weather spoiled the party a bit. There was like 39 degrees at the top and hail falling, so we were kind of freezing on the way down. So I would say Independence Pass for now. Tomorrow we hope to do Mount Evans, so that one might top it. We'll see.
That's that's kind of a legendary race out here, the Mount Evans hill climb. I'd love to see how you compare to some of the results from the past. Are you going to be going after those?
No, still my I think it's my 5th day here, so you can mess yourself pretty badly if you overexert yourself on the altitude. So I'm taking it pretty easy. Mostly enjoying race company, and we're enjoying the views. And I don't think I'm gonna be among the fastest guys. I don't think so. Maybe downhill.
Now you're out here training with one of your clients, correct?
Yeah, he's Ray Brown from Atlanta. Yeah, he's also doing the 508, and he's a strong guy. You know, he's we all believe it, 10 years older than me. I don't count myself as young guy anymore, but he's strong. So he did a really great race a couple of weeks ago, Mid Atlantic 24, almost won. And yeah, I expect good things from him. I think he's going to be very strong in 508.
Now, as a coach, you're out here with your client, Ray. Is it? But you're also trying to get ready for the race yourself. So, are you really focusing on your training with Ray, or are you also really using this as preparation for yourself, or a combination of both?
It's probably a combination, but I think it's more focused on Ray because I'm here to keep him company. We're enjoying ourselves. As I said, probably if I would just want to train for a 508, I wouldn't expect altitude, or maybe I would come here maybe a week earlier, but that just wasn't an option. So it's not perfect as regards my preparation for 508, but I don't regret it a bit because it's so beautiful here in Colorado. Autumn colors are just awesome, as you probably saw from my photos. So yeah,
absolutely.
I think we'll do a race course recon at the end of the week. Probably today is Monday, Tuesday, I guess. Yeah, by the end of the week we'll do the whole course. So that will be more of the less bit of preparation, and then as you know, taper the last week. I don't think I have much to do. I was pretty satisfied with the way my form was before I came here. So I think I'll do okay.
How have you been able to get this much time to come over here for the training? You were out at Race Across the West, had an excellent race there, and now getting ready for this. Are you going to be coming back in November for the 24-hour race?
I don't think so. The budget, the budget's gone. He was kind enough to help me finance the 508, so I think that will be my last race for this year. And then I'll be off to planning for the next year. I have a few projects in my mind that I'll try to figure out how to do and when to do them next year.
Any chance we're going to see you going coast to coast at Race Across America?
No, that's the one thing that's I'm surely not going to do because I'm signed up as a crew chief for Scott Rexdale.
Oh, you are?
Yeah. He was supposed to do it this year, so yeah, my thinking was do 2014 with Scott and then 2015 for myself again. But now then he got injured, so he postponed it for a year, and I think I'll stick with him. I'll help him finish what he wants so badly, and then I'll probably come back a year later. I hope so.
Now, at Race Across the West, you came out, you won, and then you officiated from Durango all the way to Annapolis. What was that like for you? It must have been nice having Irma with you, your wife.
Yeah, of course. I don't know, that was different, and I liked it a lot. But on the other hand, it was nice to see it because they don't get it easy. The officials. It's kind of hard job. If you want to do it, much cheaper, I'm sure you did it a few times. So it was a different experience. Somewhat, a step into the role of a crew person. So it was the step in the right direction for me because I'm going to do it, as I said, next year. So yeah, I've learned a few tricks. I've seen a few things. What can happen? As example, you get a phone call like this. You talk 2 or 3 minutes, and then if you're a navigator. And in 5 minutes you're lost. You don't know where you are. So yeah, it was a good experience. We are mostly checking the front of the field, minus Strasser, of course. He had his own official because he was way too fast. But there was absolutely nothing. I think we only issued one warning. So yeah, the crews really. At least the guys that we were watching, they knew their job, and there was absolutely no problems. Everything went according to the rules. So it was good. It was good, yeah. Irma also loved it because she said it's a lot less stressful than crewing for me or whoever. So we had a fun time, yeah. It was a good experience.
People said if you want to get ready for RAAM, one of the best things to do is to get out on a crew. And after officiating I thought, I think you actually should officiate if you're planning on doing the race, because I think you get a more well-rounded view of what it's like, and you probably get less sleep than when you're on a crew.
Yeah, it's possible, yeah. And you see all the mistakes that the crews are making, so yeah. I
exactly.
think it's cool, yeah.
You're not just zoomed in on the one that you're a part of. You get to see all these different racers and teams and the crews and how they're handling it.
Yeah. Really a nice view of the race, different one. So we might do it
now
again.
Now you're going to go over. Oh, go ahead.
No, I just said we might do it again. It's really it was fun. As I said, the officials are really a nice bunch, the organizers, and also we had only positive interactions with the crews and the racers. So it's really, as you know, RAM is one big family, and it's really last year when you're not a part of it, so it was really great that we were able to join.
Now, Silver State, you've got Adam Bickett there, and you and Adam became intimately familiar with each other as you were racing Raw, because you were so close to one another up until Mingus Mountain. Were you just racing your own race and kind of ignoring him there, or were you aware of him and was he pushing you, making you a little nervous?
I was aware of him, but you don't know the whole picture, because we weren't glued together the whole race, because I passed him pretty soon, and he didn't go with me. But when I descended the glass elevator, he just killed me. As you know, I came to the race 2 days before the race. I didn't have time to acclimatize to heat as I usually do, and it was just, I don't know, awful. I couldn't function in the heat. So he passed me back, and I couldn't go with his speed. So he was there, out there until some probably in the night. In the night, I got my power back. It was colder, and I think I just caught him or passed him a little bit before Congress. And then after that, you know the story, because you were with you and Mick were like close together, and until it was at Mingus Mountain, yeah.
Yep.
So I don't know. I think that he affected my race. Other than I was really nervous when I couldn't follow him, and I was feeling really bad, sick, and I couldn't eat in the heat. But after that, when we were together, yeah, of course, you try to think how to do it and when to push a little bit harder and stuff. So my plan was always to try it on Mingus Mountain, because I was feeling quite well, and that's where I went full gas, and then through the night, yeah, until I could. But I admit I had some issues the last two time stations, again with the heat and lack of sleep, because I didn't want to sleep, knowing that he's only maybe an hour and a half behind me. So it was an interesting race. Yeah. He's a really strong rider. So I'm sure he'll be in the mix again in 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, he's done very well the 500-mile distances, and he just did 2-man out at Hoodoo, and they obliterated the course record in that division. So good training for the 508 out there. But this time you've had a lot of time to acclimatize and get ready. Obviously you were having some trouble in the heat because you hadn't come over and gotten used to it, but would you prefer if the 508 was actually hot, or would you prefer if it was colder?
Colder. I don't know now. No, I don't like cold. So if I have to choose the heat or the cold, I always choose the heat. But as I heard, it might be cold at night, so we're prepared for that. I don't think it's such a big shock as it is, coming from Europe to Mojave Desert. It's a big shock for organisms. So this won't be an issue, especially with the training I'm doing now in Colorado. So I think I'll be, as far as the acclimatization, I'll be well prepared for the race.
This is Over the Top Radio. We are visiting with Marko Baloh of Slovenia. And it's time for our Cardo word of the show. Get ready to write this down for your Cardo BK1 Duo, your chance to win one of those. The word of the day is Geiger, which is the opening climb at the Silver State 508 Geiger. So again, those of you who get in the most correct answers, send that to me on Facebook. You can also like Over the Top Radio and send us the word of the show there, which again is Geiger, Geiger. And the person with the most correct answers will win a BK1 Duo. In case of a tie, we're going to determine the winner via a drawing. Again, we are visiting with Marko Baloh. Marko, you are very well known for how well you do at the longer distances, but you recently had a pretty darn good performance at the World Championships in road cycling.
Yeah, that was...
Go ahead.
I don't know. It was part of my plans because it was, as you know, held in my hometown, Ljubljana. And also, you know, my sponsors, they also Slovenian ones, they want me to do it. But the timing wasn't really right because I just finished 1,000 kilometers per tour, 8 or 9 days before that, so I wasn't really fresh, I might say. But yeah, I was determined to try to do my best. I was like a joker in the Slovenian team. We had a really strong team and a few sprinters, a few climbers, and I was like a joker. I could do whatever I wanted with a smaller group. So I tried a few attacks. I mean, only one before already my second attack succeeded. It was, I think, 40 miles into the race. 2 guys went with me. It was a Canadian guy and a Ukrainian guy. They were really strong, so we were flying. This is kind of one of the few flat parts of the course. It's like those 30 or something kilometers, very fast. So we were doing like 50 kilometers an hour. Was that 30 miles an hour plus? But then we came to the big climb, and the Ukrainian guy wasn't much of a climber, so he was dropped. The Canadian guy was really strong, Bruce Burt, I think that's his name. So we went together. My plan was to go to watch my power meter on the climb, and I did, and it worked really well. It was really fortunate that he was kind of exactly matched to me. I mean, his strength. So we were like going the same speed on the climb, and at the top, he just. We were thinking, because there's I think 80 more kilometers to the finish, 70 or 80. Some of it downhill and then flat and headwind mostly. So we looked at each other and said, what should we do? There was no group in sight behind us, so I said, let's just try. Let's try. What can you lose? You know, but usually this race is held every year, but not as a World Championship. So I know that usually the fastest guys on the climb form a group, like usually 5, 10, maybe 15 people, and they are really fast. So I thought they were going to catch us, but looks like we are strong enough to hold them away. And at the end, there was sort of a sprint, but as you know, I'm not really a sprinter. Even if I would be fresh as I wanted to be. But so he beat me fair and square in the sprint. And silver medal was mine. I was more than satisfied with it. It was great. Yeah, you know, it doesn't happen often that everything goes according to I won't say the plan, but the dreams or the wishes. It was one of those days that everything clicked, and I'm really happy with it.
How are you able to train for both, where you're able to excel at the shorter distance and something as long as raw or 1,000-kilometer tour?
I didn't know. It's just I've been in this game for 30 years. I think exactly 30 years this year. It's more that I add the ultra distance training. I more or less train similarly as I did, 5, 10 years ago. I really love time trials, so I always do a lot of intervals and stuff, and so you get to speed with it. And we also have this group ride every Wednesday, which I like to do, and you get to speed. I don't know, just kind of get it, or I don't lose it yet. I don't know. People are saying that at 50, the speed drops significantly. So I'll let you know about that in a couple of years. But so far, I feel good. I like both. I won't say sports, but both parts of cycling. I don't do much road racing anymore because it feels dangerous to me. You always have crashes, and I don't like those. I don't like getting injured, especially this. I must admit, ultra races are still my number one goal, and so that's why I pick my shorter races. And I just love cycling, and I hope I'm going to be able to do it for a couple more years.
Now, speaking of training, how's your coaching business going? Is that going to be able to become a full-time job for you?
Yeah. In fact, it has become a full-time job. I have a couple of clients already, 4 of them for now, and I'm still open to get a few more. I didn't want to jump into it straight away with a large number of clients because, you have to find a feel for it and have to see how it's going and how can you handle that number of clients. But so far it's so good, and I really love the job, especially the weeks like this. When I get to train with my clients, it's simply the best. And it's a dream job for me. I hope I'll be able to do it a long time, help people achieve their dreams. It's really nice. I don't know. It's hard to express in words, but it feels great to be able to help others. Yeah, sorry.
Where do people go to get information? And you obviously do still have some availability to accept more clients. How can people sign up?
Yeah, there is still. I'm working on my Baloh coaching website, but it's not functioning yet. So far, I have markobaloh.com. And you have like a blog, and then you have my coaching part of the website, which has all the information with the packages and my contacts, my email. So it's pretty easy. I'm available. Yeah, I still have a few slots opened, and that's it. I hope I can be of help to others to achieve their dreams. It's really a rewarding job.
Now, I would think at times it could be tough for someone of your ability level to take on a client who maybe isn't putting out the effort that you would expect from them. Have you had any issues with that in the past? A lot of times people who excel as an athlete don't make the best coaches, but from what I've seen, you're doing a pretty good job.
No, I don't have issues with it. Even if I do the rides with, the slower guys, I can always adapt. I do quite a few recovery rides with Irma, so I don't complain. I can measure my output, and I can measure how fast I go, so it's not an issue. Especially, the fun thing with I'll say the rookies or the people who are just starting is that they really get big steps. Big progress in a short amount of time. From the other perspective, as you told, it's really fun to have a guy as strong as Ray, who's really fast, and it's others. I don't. Both of the parts are fun, but different kind of fun. So I just do my job professionally for all. Either you're a beginner or you're a really strong cyclist already. So for me, it's so rewarding to help other people achieve their dreams.
So you're really open to taking all ability levels. That's great.
Yeah.
Now, when you're out here having a successful season like you've had so far this year, not only is that good for your sponsors, it's got to be good for your coaching business as well, because you're really getting your name out there.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah. I don't know. I will have a hard time. How do you call it? Retiring from racing. I mean, because I still do a pretty good job, and as you said, I also meet new prospective clients, and I can share my ideas, my advice with others. So I kind of like it this way, being the coach and the athlete at the same time, and it doesn't conflict in any way. I mean, even if when I get somebody who's stronger than me, which I'm sure I will, because I'm not getting any younger, it will be my pleasure to help him beat me and beat maybe other guys like Christoph and others who are really strong. So so far I really like it this way. So but probably I will with the years I will lessen my racing time, and I'll have more coaching opportunities, or maybe crewing more, because that's the one thing I haven't took time for yet, but I'm going to, as I said, next year.
Now, 508, you're a past winner of the Furnace Creek 508, coming out to Silver State. Out and back course, I asked Hassi and Bickett about this. Do you like the out and back aspect where you can see your competition, or do you prefer that they not see you, or do you not even care?
No, I don't think I even care. As for the racing, I mean, when I do training, I try not to do the out and back courses, because I like it more if it's around, like the course you go one way in one direction and the other way and on the way back. But the race is a race. It's a new one, so I don't know the course yet. I will know it at the end of the week. But the plan for this year's Furnace Creek, it should be Furnace Creek, was to come back to Furnace Creek 508 and try to better my result. 10 years after my victory, I could go for the time. But unfortunately, that value is close. So we have now Silver State 508, which I cannot compare my times now, but I still can do my best to try to win the race, and we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I'm kind of curious how the course is, and I just do my best and hope that it will be enough to be in the podium. But yeah, the guys you mentioned, I think are the as far as I know, I don't know. There's like almost 40 people on the start list. I don't know them all, but Dave and Adam are probably the strongest. And don't count Ray out. I'm sure that he might be a surprise of the race. We'll see.
Just curious, as we're kind of winding up here, what goes through your head while you're in an endurance race? Do you like to listen to music? Do you like having your crew talk to you, or do you like to just focus?
Well, I like to listen to music. Yeah, usually I do. Talking with crew is always helpful. When you do RAM as many times as I did, this 500-mile races become kind of, I don't want to be disregarding, but they're not such a big deal, There was a year that Tour forbid to listen to any kind of music, or I don't know, so I had to do it. It was like 1,000 kilometers, so that's, I think, 36 hours without music. So it's not a problem, You get your motivation to think about the race. Sometimes I'm pretty good with numbers, so sometimes I will calculate the averages, and if I'm catching somebody, which isn't very often, thankfully, then I try to calculate how fast must I go, and usually it's the other way around. I'm just worried that the people might catch me, so you always play with those numbers, and otherwise, especially for the Silver State, it's going to be a new race, so I'll probably try to enjoy as much as I can the surroundings and just do my best. As I said, that this it should take, what do you think, 26, 27 hours?
I would think so.
I think it should be over pretty quickly, and it's just one night. You don't even get the sleep deprivation issue in these shorter races. So I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I think it's going to be fun, and it's always good to have a strong field. It gets you more motivated, and the speed gets higher, and it's a different kind of race. If you saw a tutorial like 3 guys together after 600 miles or something, so it was very interesting. Unfortunately, I wasn't the winner, but yeah, I think the best man won. So you get to congratulate the guy who is strongest on the day. So it's not a big issue for me. I'm not a victory freak, or how you call it. If I don't win, I go and congratulate the guy who wins, because they're just the stronger ones on the day. So I just
two more questions for you.
Yeah.
One, why do you think you're so popular in the United States?
Well, am I? Yeah, I don't know. I have a lot of friends. I try to think of myself as a positive person, and from the first time I came here, or in fact, there was the Furnace Creek 508 was my first race where I didn't have the budget. I only have money for plane ticket, so I went on the ultracycling forum and announced I'm looking for crew people, and I got like 10 or 12 responses. So I had to make choice. Have to choose 3 people, and they were really great. Let's think if I still remember the names. Joe. Sorry, I have blackout. But yeah, they were really awesome. So probably the word gets out. I try to be respectful and polite with my crew, and I never fuss a lot. So probably word gets around, and really never had problems with finding a crew. Usually, even at the Ram, I don't have this big budget some people have, so I usually have to take at least a few Americans to do the job, and I always have great time with them, and there is never any issue. I'm really probably that's why I'm stayed in this sport for so long, because it's such a big family. Everybody tries to help each other, even the competitors. I don't know. It's something different. I don't know from any other sport that I know.
Last question for you.
Okay.
What do you see as your biggest strength and your biggest weakness?
My biggest, I'll start with the weakness, because it showed in tutorial. It probably is the pacing. Especially when I'm up against some strong guys, I always try to go really fast, probably too fast from the start, and at the end I pay for it. So I'll try to think about that in Silver State. The strength, I don't know, probably the strength might be, as we were discussing before, my speed and endurance. I kind of managed to mix them up. So I can go very fast for pretty long amount of time, from my 24-hour world records, pretty. When I think about them now, it's kind of even for me when I did it, but it seems very fast, But yeah, I don't know. I seems like I can somehow combine those two, the speed and the endurance. And if when I manage to pace myself and to do it with the right amount, just how it's supposed to be, then usually I'm a winner. So I try to think about that in the first miles, or from first 100 miles in Silver State. I will try not to push myself too much, and maybe try for a change for negative speed, something. I don't know. The wind may have a saying in this, but that would be a nice accomplishment, I think.
Well, I certainly hope you have a fantastic race. We're going to try to connect with Ray Brown later next week. If that can work out, it'd be really fun to speak with him after you've done a course preview, and wouldn't mind you chiming in on that show as well. So we'll be contacting Ray. Again, listeners, please check out cardosystems.com. Month-long Labor Day sale. They're 40% off right now through the end of September. And we also have our Cardo BK1 Duo giveaway going on. Word of the show, Geiger, Geiger. Write that down, send it to me, Facebook message, or like Over the Top Radio, and send it to us there. And the person with the most correct words is going to win a Cardo BK1 Duo. In case there's a tie, we will determine the winner via a drawing, and we're going to announce the winner at our post-Silver State 508 wrap-up show. Marko Baloh, thank you very much for joining us this evening. Always a pleasure to speak with you, and I wish you very, very well at the Silver State 508.
Thank you very much for inviting me, and I hope we'll talk to you from Reno after the race.
All right. Have a good night, Marko, and thank you all for listening. Over the Top Radio in Boulder, Colorado, I'm George Thomas. George Thomas.